go to outrageous25@gmail.com and I will email you a scan of it. This is a picture that I took, my own scan, and I just want to show you how you can transfer it onto another paper very simply. So you're just going to turn it over and blacken the entire back or wherever you wish to trace by holding your pencil sideways. Okay, you then put it on your picture. If I was going to do the whole thing, and this was the good one, I would then tape it so it doesn't move. And then you press. If you press too lightly, it probably will not show up. So I'm going to press a little bit harder. And I still can't see it, so let's try another spot. Maybe I didn't even blacken that area. Not sure if you could see it, but it did come through. Yes. Okay. So you may not be able to see it very well, but it is coming out. And that's how you would transfer your drawing onto your good paper, which I've already done. Okay? So you just blacken the back, the blacker the better. Tape it down onto your paper and go over your tracing. When that's all done, you're going to then tape your paper onto the table or a board. And I did 3 sides. I'm just going to do the last one. You tape the entire side because watercolor paper will buckle with all the water. Okay? I have some splatches on this paper, but I still wanted to use it because it's not going to really affect my painting. I also did this very dark. When you do yours, please do it lightly so you can hardly see the lines. I did this dark so that you could see them in this video. Now for these 3 cats, basically what I'm doing is using my color wheel. And I'm using mostly one side of the color wheel, colors that are analogous, next to each other. Orange, red, purple, blue, green. I'm just going around my color wheel like that. And each cat is going to be a combination of 2 colors. So let's say I do one that's going to be orange and red. Orange and red, or yellow and red. We're going to do that one first. Okay? Very, very easy. Darker color on the outside, lighter color on the inside. So what I'm going to do is wet a section. Remember, my pencil marks are dark so that you can see it. And then I'm going to get some orange. My orange is very bright, so I'm also going to put some yellow in it, just to lighten it up a little bit. And we're going to put that right down here. It will only go to where your water is. And this is a very easy cat because you just color in the lines pretty much. At this point, I'm going to wet it a little bit to bring the color down to about here. And it's getting a little lighter. And I do want to make his cheeks yellow, but I can't do it now because his face is still wet, right? So now let's go to another part of his body. How about a leg? We're going to come right over here. And I'll clean my brush and immediately add some yellow to that at the bottom. See, this is just coloring in the different shapes, so it's very, very easy. My project after this is also a cat, and you can look at both of them to see which one you would actually prefer to do. That one is a little bit more challenging. Okay, so let me make this yellow. Notice I'm trying to do things that are not touching other things. And I guess I can even do this part over here. Clean that off and put a little orange up here. And it's just going to touch and bleed together very nicely. It'll make this a little darker too. And his tail, I'm going to do with a combination of yellow, orangey yellow, and as I come down, I'm going to get more of my orange. So it starts to get darker, almost a reddish, as we come around to here. And it just kind of bleeds together and blends. All right, let's let that dry a few minutes and I'll go on to a different cat or a different part of a different cat. So next to the orange is red, of course, and next to that would be purple. So I'm going to use a little red or alizarin crimson if you have a more sophisticated palette. And let's start up here with this guy. And from this point, I'm going to come right down. I went out of the line a little, that's okay. And right next to it, I'd like to put a little purple. Just have to be careful I don't touch my orange, which might still be wet, so you make sure to wait. I just would like to show you what happens here. And from my purple, make that a little darker. I'm then going to start adding some blue while it's still wet. Remember, these are colors that really go together well. They are next to each other on the color wheel, analogous colors, okay? I can't really get too much closer over here. I guess I can do some over here. Okay. And I'm going to be moving right on to my other cat, which I'm going to make green. So let me find a nice green. If you have one of those little Crayola kits, you have a perfect green right there. You don't have to mix anything. Okay, so we're going to start over here. Go right across. And I think I would like to add a little blue to this guy. I'm going to go with the lighter cerulean blue, a little bit down here, and hopefully it will just bleed upwards. Okay, and I will continue with that cerulean blue with his leg. Bring it right up. And while it's still wet, I'm going to add some of that lovely green to it so that it just kind of bleeds together. Okay, so something else that I can do that's not touching something else, a little tricky here. I think we can go back to his face. That's not so bad anymore. I might use a smaller brush now. And I'm going to put some yellow on his cheeks. Okay, and I think I could probably get, oh, you know what, maybe over here I'll get him. This needs to be blended a little bit. I think I might be better off with doing this spot over here, which is going to be back to my orange. And I am going to then add yellow. And you see the colors just blend together, not a big deal. All right. I am going to get some red and go right in here. I may even make a second coat on this because I want it to be a little brighter. See, every layer you make makes it darker. All right. I think I'm ready for a little more green. And I'm going to start over here. Let's add a little blue to that. Keeping with my theme of greens and blues. Go back to my green. Okay. And basically so on and so forth. You get the idea with this. And we also want to have complementary pedestals that they're standing on. Okay, now we have the finished product. Remember, the colors are analogous colors next to each other on the color wheel, or complementary colors, and each one is done separately and allowed to dry before you do the one adjacent to it. When everything is dry, then you do your background. You could do whatever you like. I did a solid color to go with the theme of basic solid colors. And I put 2 or 3 layers on to give it a flat appearance. But you can do anything. Put a pattern, have a plan, do whatever you like. And then for our last step, I took this Sharpie extra fine marker and outlined everything. And that gave it the final modern look to it. So this is relatively easy, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.